I run a small restaurant in Portland, Oregon. On a Tuesday that should have been forgettable, one woman tried to end everything I'd built over a salad and a phone camera. My name is Sarah Chen. I'm 32, and what I'm about to tell you actually happened. It started on a normal afternoon in March. Our restaurant was moderately busy. I'd just finished my morning routine, checking the CCTV feeds, testing the backup system, making sure everything was recording properly. That's when she walked in. She didn't just enter, she surveyed. Sunglasses indoors, a slow, measuring sweep of the room as if she was preloading complaints before the first bite. The Louis Vuitton bag swung with that deliberate confidence that screams entitlement. My stomach twisted. I should have trusted that instinct. She sat at table 7. My server, Jessica, a sweet 20-year-old college student who'd been with us for 6 months, approached with her usual smile. The woman, let's call her Karen, didn't even look up from her phone. Just held up one finger like Jessica was hired help. You know that feeling when you just know someone's trouble? Jessica took her order. Caesar salad with grilled chicken, dressing on the side, no croutons, extra Parmesan, chicken not too dry but not pink, plus our house Chardonnay, detailed but manageable. 15 minutes later, Jessica brought out the salad. It looked perfect. Karen took one look and her face twisted. "This is completely unacceptable," she announced loud enough for nearby tables to hear. Jessica stayed professional. "I'm so sorry, ma'am. What's wrong with it?" "The lettuce is wilted, the chicken is dry, and there's not enough dressing." Here's the thing. I watched that salad leave the kitchen. The lettuce was crisp. The chicken was juicy. Full ramekin of dressing on the side, but Karen was already pulling out her phone, taking pictures, muttering about social media and health violations. My heart started pounding. Last month, a cafe 3 blocks away closed after a fake roach video went viral. One post can destroy you overnight. Jessica came to me trembling. She wants a new salad and the manager. Of course she did. I walked over. "Good afternoon. I'm Sarah, the manager. I understand there's an issue." Karen looked me up and down like I was dirt. "Your server is incompetent. Your food is disgusting. And I should have known better than to eat at a place like this. A place like this." Portland Monthly called us a hidden gem with soul. We had a 4.7-star rating from over 300 reviews. But sure, a place like this. I apologized, offered to remake her salad personally, offered complimentary dessert, even offered to comp her entire meal. Nothing was enough. She wanted Jessica fired, right there. "If you don't fire that girl right now, I'm calling the health department and posting about this everywhere." My hands shook, but I kept my voice steady. Payroll, reviews, a 20-year-old trying to pay tuition. 3 ledgers opened in my head at once. I'd written it in my business plan 3 years ago. Choose people first. I took a breath. "Ma'am, I can't terminate an employee over a salad complaint, but I promise to improve your experience." That's when everything exploded. Karen shot up so fast her chair scraped violently. Every person in the restaurant froze. She started screaming. "You're discriminating against me! I know people! I know the owner!" Here's the kicker. I am the owner. I'd bought this restaurant 3 years ago with my life savings. Every tile, every recipe mine. So when she claimed to know the owner, I almost laughed. But before I could respond, she grabbed her glass of Chardonnay and threw it. Not at me, at Jessica. The wine arced through the air and caught Jessica square in the face and collar. The entire restaurant inhaled as one. Silverware paused mid-air. Jessica stood there dripping, frozen in shock. Something inside me snapped into crystal clear focus. "Ma'am, you need to leave immediately." My voice came out firm but calm. And that's when Karen made her biggest mistake. She whipped out her phone and started recording. "You're assaulting me. Everyone's seeing this. This manager is physically assaulting a customer. I wasn't even near her. 6 feet away, hands at my sides." But she was creating her own reality, recording her twisted version. 2 of my regulars, a married couple, both lawyers from the firm down the street, stood up. "She threw the drink first," the husband said clearly. "The manager hasn't touched her," but Karen screamed louder. "You're all in on it." She paused, scanning the room, making sure other phones were pointed her way. "Conspiracy!" I pulled out my phone and called 911. While we waited, Karen sat back down like nothing happened and demanded we still serve her food. The audacity was breathtaking. When officers arrived, she burst into tears. Suddenly fragile, we had attacked her. We'd refused service because of her medical condition she'd never mentioned. She wanted to press charges against me and Jessica. Thank God I'd checked those cameras that morning. The officers reviewed the footage in my office. They saw everything. Karen's rudeness, the wine throw, the fake assault recording. One officer shook his head. "Ma'am, we could charge you with assault and filing a false report." Karen's face drained of color. All that confidence gone. "It was just a misunderstanding. I'm under stress. I didn't mean anything." But this wasn't the end. Believe me, I wish it was. Next morning, I woke up to 47 missed calls, hundreds of notifications. Karen had posted her edited video on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok overnight. In her version, I was screaming. Jessica had deliberately ruined her order. We'd forcibly removed a customer for no reason. The editing was so clever, it looked like we were villains. And it was going viral. Thousands of shares, comments calling us racists, abusers, people who'd never been here were leaving 1-star reviews. Horrible management. They assault customers. Shut them down. My phone wouldn't stop ringing. News outlets wanted statements. Corporate clients were canceling events. One tech company canceled a $3,000 catering order. I watched my life's work crumbling because of lies. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, just kept refreshing, watching the hate multiply. The next day at lunch, the dining room sounded wrong. More chair legs scraping on tile than voices. The ticket printer clicked once and gave up. The drip from the espresso machine was louder than the room. A couple near the window kept glancing at their phones, then at me, then left without ordering. Jessica called me sobbing. Strangers had found her Instagram and were sending death threats. Death threats over a salad. This 20-year-old, trying to pay for college, was getting threats against her life. I felt like I'd failed to protect her. But then something unexpected happened. Those 2 regular customers, the lawyers, posted their own videos. Long, detailed accounts of what they'd witnessed. They tagged every local news station. And slowly, the tide started turning. Other customers came forward. I was there. Karen was out of line. The manager handled it professionally. This is a witch hunt. Local news reached out for our side. I showed them everything. The full, unedited security footage. All 20 minutes of Karen's tantrum. They aired it on evening news, and overnight, everything flipped. Suddenly, people were on our side. Karen became the villain in her own story. Her social media got flooded with criticism. People found out she'd done this before at other restaurants, a nail salon, a bookstore. She had a documented pattern. Turns out Karen had been fired from her marketing job 2 months earlier and was running a scam. Create scenes, record edited videos, threaten lawsuits, hope for settlements. She'd threatened at least 4 other establishments in Portland. We weren't her first victims, just her most public ones. Police charged her with assault and filing a false report. I had to testify in court. But seeing her unable to manipulate the situation with tears and edited footage, that felt like justice. She received 6 months probation, 80 hours of community service, and was ordered to pay $2,500 to Jessica for emotional distress. Not enough, but something. But here's the brutal truth. The damage was done. Even after the truth came out, our business took months to recover. Some people still believed Karen's version. Once you're accused online, there's always a shadow. We lost 30% of revenue for 3 months. I took out another loan just to make payroll. I had to let go of 2 employees, which broke my heart. The smell of coffee going cold in empty cups. The sound of 1 ticket printing instead of 20. The weight of telling Maria and Tom that I couldn't keep them on schedule anymore. Those memories still hurt. Jessica eventually quit anyway, not because she blamed me, but because every time she walked through our doors, she'd have panic attacks. The wine hitting her face, the humiliation, the threats, the smell of Chardonnay still triggered her months later. I wrote her the best recommendation letter I could. She's doing well now at Powell's Books, focusing on her psychology degree. We still text sometimes. She's one of the strongest people I know. As for me, I still run the restaurant. We rebuilt our reputation slowly, 1 meal at a time. We changed policies. Managers now wear body cameras during conflicts. We installed additional security cameras with better angles and created strict protocols for aggressive customers. Signs at the entrance inform guests that audio and video recording is in use for everyone's protection. I never want my staff to experience what Jessica did. Sometimes I see women with that same haircut, that same entitled energy, and my heart rate spikes. I hate that one person left that lasting scar. I hate that I'm more cautious now, more skeptical. That's what people like Karen do. They don't just ruin one day, they change you fundamentally. The restaurant industry is already brutal. Thin margins, endless hours, demanding customers. But when someone weaponizes social media, when they lie and manipulate and destroy your reputation for attention or profit, that's evil on a different level. The scariest part, it could happen to anyone. Any business owner, any employee, anyone just trying to do their job. Here's what keeps me up. We had cameras, we had witnesses, we had lawyers who stood up for us. We had news that eventually covered the truth. But what if we hadn't? How many small businesses get destroyed by lies because they can't fight back? How many Jessicas are out there with no one believing them? Platforms gave everyone a microphone, but didn't install truth detectors. People like Karen will always exist, they just have better weapons now. Truth requires evidence, and evidence requires preparation. So here's my question. What would you have done? Would you have handled it the same way? Should I have just fired Jessica from the start? Would you have fought back or let it go? Because even now, 3 years later, I still replay that day. Maybe you've dealt with a Karen yourself. Maybe you've been on the receiving end of public humiliation, false accusations, viral lies. Or maybe you've watched it happen and stayed silent because getting involved felt risky. I get it. But silence is how people like Karen keep winning. Tell me in the comments, have you ever dealt with someone like this? How did you handle it? And honestly, do you think society enables this behavior? Because I'm genuinely curious about your experiences. This really happened. This is a true story with minor adaptations for privacy. But the emotions, the absolute chaos and injustice, that's 100% real. And it could be happening to someone you know right now.